I've wanted to build a fluidized airbed for a very long time, almost 2 years. And now that I've done it, it took a lot of trial and error. So first, I started with this air compressor and this large box. It didn't work very well. Then, seeing as that didn't work, I scaled down to this with a similar design to this, but it was smaller. So then that worked, but it had a very short run time because this only has 16 liters of flow rate per minute, and it has a very small tank that needs to build up pressure again, which takes a little while. So I got this irrigation kit that is a much smaller and thinner piping that we got a needle and poked into it to make little holes. And so we haven't tried this one out yet, but we're going to try it now. Okay. I have almost filled the sand up all the way, and I think just about this should be good. So just flatten it down, and then we'll turn it on. I think it's about enough sand now. The pressure is at 2 bars, so let's try it. Well, that happened. Let's put that on a bit tighter, and then try again. Oh, is it working? Doesn't seem to be working. I can't feel it. Oh! Cut. As you can see, it wasn't very successful with just a bunch coming from each corner in like a tornado type swirl. Why do I still hear it running? Anywho, this is another design I built, which worked, but only about 2/3 of it were actually making enough for it to actually fluidize. And this one worked, but only like 2 to 3 of them worked every time, so that I didn't use that. My final solution was to replace the air compressor for a leaf blower, seeing as its attributes are different to the compressors. The leaf blower has a much higher flow rate than the air compressor, but it has lower pressure, and so it should have a longer run time. Drilling holes into different parts of the bed so that we can have even airflow throughout the structure. Added more holes which are facing downwards, so hopefully the sand doesn't get in. For the actual thing, I'm going to be putting a ball on the surface and covering it up with sand, and I'm going to be putting this in after all the sand is filled in. So you'll see what happens there. And so let's fill it up with sand. It's all filled up, and now I'm going to put this on top, and then we're going to turn it on, so we'll see what happens. As you can see, I've added one more element. Let's try it. This was successful was because of equilibrium, which is a state where gravity and buoyancy are equal. And if the gravity is winning the tug of war, then the sand just doesn't move. But if the buoyancy is winning the tug of war, then there's sand in my face.